Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something pretty specific but really interesting. Polish regional pageantry.
Yeah, that's right. We've got notes here from an interview in World Class Beauty Queens magazine and also some bits from the Behind the Crown podcast.
And it's all focused on one guy, Zbyszek Lisowski,
Yeah.
and the pageant system he set up, Mr. Województwa Świętokrzyskiego.
Which, for those of us whose Polish isn't perfect, is Miss and Mr. Świętokrzyski Voivodeship. It's a region in Poland.
Got it. So why this particular pageant? What's the hook here?
Well, what seems fascinating is how this, quite local competition has become this launch pad for young people feeding directly into international pageants. It really makes you wonder how that happened.
All right. That's what caught my eye, too. You don't always see that direct line from a regional stage to, well, the world stage. Okay, so let's get into it. Where did it all begin?
Okay, so the system officially kicked off in 2007.
2007, right?
But the idea actually sparked a year earlier, in 2006. Zbyszek Lisowski went to some competition and basically thought, I think I could do this better.
Huh, okay. That classic, I can improve this moment.
Exactly. That feeling that you can offer something more, something different. It's often where innovation starts, right?
Definitely. But it wasn't just a random idea, was it? There was a personal angle here, too.
Oh, absolutely. A huge influence was his wife, Beata. Now, get this. She was a finalist in Miss Polonia back in 1989.
Wow, Miss Polonia. That's the big one in Poland.
It is. And in that same final group was Aneta Kruglicka, who actually went on to win Miss World that year.
No way. So Beata saw all firsthand.
Precisely. She went through that whole journey, from local stuff right up to the national spotlight. Imagine the insights Zbigniew got from her understanding the process, what contestants go through. It must have really shaped his thinking.
That makes so much sense. It wasn't just an abstract concept for him then. So with that background, how did the pageant itself take shape? The name, for instance.
Well, it started in '07 as Miss Zimi Świętokrzyski,
Which means?
Miss of the Świętokrzyski land. Kind of poetic, right?
Yeah, it has a nice ring to it.
Then it sort of evolved into the more official administrative name, Miss Województwa Świętokrzyski, Miss of the Świętokrzyski Voivodeship.
Okay.
But the core idea, the mission, that stayed the same. Find the most promising young people in the region, teens aged 15-18, adults 18-28, and Misters 17-27, and give them a real shot at international competitions.
And you mentioned these international connections. What specific pageants are we talking about?
Yeah, they're not just minor ones. We're talking about Miss Super Talent of the World, Queen of Poland, and Photo Models Poland. These are respected titles.
So it's a serious pathway.
It definitely seems set up that way, a genuine launch pad.
Okay, so beyond just sending winners off internationally, what was Lisowski's, bigger picture for the region itself? What did he want the pageant to do locally?
From the sources, it seems his vision was always really rooted in showcasing the Świętokrzyski region. Its beauty, the talent there, the local culture.
More than just a contest.
Exactly. He wanted to create an event that celebrated the area, instilled some local pride, maybe showed a wider audience what makes that part of Poland special.
And has it developed its own kind of character over the years?
Apparently, yes. Each year is meant to have its own sort of unique vibe. But one thing that's been super consistent is the host, Conrado Moreno.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's been the host for a long time. That kind of continuity probably gives it a nice, familiar feel for everyone involved. Build a bit of tradition around it.
That makes sense. A familiar face can really anchor an event. And I saw a note about adding a Miss Talent competition.
Yes, that was Lisowski's initiative. It's like an extra competition within the main pageant. The idea was to push contestants to show off their other skills, their passions, beyond just how they look or walk on stage.
So, broadening the scope a bit.
Yeah, it adds another dimension, shows these are well-rounded people with different talents, which is, a good message overall.
It's really interesting how it blends that local pride with this outward-looking international ambition. How does it fit into the cultural landscape there?
Well, it seems to act as this bridge, connecting tradition with, modern ideas. It promotes beauty, sure, but also intelligence and getting involved socially.
Okay.
But at the same time, it really champions that Świętokrzyski identity. They seem to make a real effort to work with local businesses, support local entrepreneurs.
So it has tangible local impact, too.
It seems so. That local connection, that community support, seems pretty key to how it operates and why it's, lasted so long.
So the contestants aren't just representing themselves, they're kind of ambassadors for the region.
That's the idea, yeah. giving them a platform to grow and maybe hit the national or international stage, but keeping them grounded in representing their home values.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. If someone listening was thinking about entering, what's the actual experience like? What's the commitment?
It's pretty significant. The whole competition process runs for about 3 months.
3 months? Wow.
Yeah. And during that time, they have rehearsals and training sessions once a week. Covers everything from how to walk on stage to practicing speaking.
Okay, so it's quite involved.
Definitely. And the final gala itself isn't short either, about 3.5 hours long with a break in the middle. It's a big production.
A proper show.
Mm.
And for the finalists, what kind of opportunities come out of this? You mentioned international travel.
That's one of the big draws, for sure. Finalists who get selected for those international pageants have ended up traveling quite a bit.
Where to?
Places like Korea, the UAE, Tunisia, Turkey, Spain, France, Cyprus, the Canary Islands. It's a pretty impressive list.
Wow, that's amazing exposure.
Absolutely. That kind of travel, experiencing different cultures, building networks, that can be life-changing, way beyond just the pageant itself.
So how are they judged? What are the judges actually looking for?
It's not just one thing. They look at stage presentation, obviously how you carry yourself.
Right.
Beauty and overall appearance play a part, naturally, but also personality, intelligence, how well they speak. They also watch how contestants work together during rehearsals. Teamwork matters.
Teamwork, interesting.
Yeah, and overall, their potential to be a good representative, someone positive for the region. It's meant to be quite holistic.
And who are these judges making the calls?
It's usually a mix. You often get former winners, Mrs. and Misters who've been through it.
Makes sense.
Sponsors are usually on the panel, media people, and others connected to the competition or the local community. So different perspectives weighing in.
It sounds like a solid mix. Beyond winning, what skills or experiences do contestants typically walk away with?
Oh, quite a lot, actually. They work closely with professionals, choreographers, stylists, photographers, makeup artists. That alone is valuable experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they report getting boosts in self-confidence, becoming better public speakers, getting comfortable on camera, plus, learning about dedication, teamwork. These are skills you can use anywhere.
True. Useful life skills, really.
And as we said, the networking, the potential travel, it can open doors, maybe into fashion, advertising, even TV for some.
Now, something that stood out is that mandatory charity work isn't like part of the official program.
Correct. It's not listed as a formal requirement, but the sources do mention that lots of contestants get involved with charities on their own initiative.
Like what?
The example given is the Great Orchestra of Christmas charity, which is a huge thing in Poland. So it suggests there's still that sense of wanting to give back, even if it's not mandated by the pageant itself.
Okay. And financially, how does an event like this keep going year after year?
Well, it sounds like a constant effort. They don't seem to have permanent big money sponsors locked in.
Really?
Yeah. Lisowski and his team have to find new sponsors, often local businesses, each year to make it happen.
That must be challenging.
For sure. But it also really highlights how community-based it is, how much it relies on that local support in the Świętokrzyskiego region.
Okay, so we've talked about how it works, the mission, the experience.
Yeah.
Let's talk results. Who are some of the people who've come through this system and really made a mark?
Right, the success stories. And there are quite a few. You've got Kazia Pol. She was second runner-up Miss Teen Poland in 2012, won something called Fresh Faces Poland.
Yep.
And now she's got a master's in art and works as an interior designer. So using their skills in a totally different creative field.
That's cool. Shows it's not just about modeling.
Exactly. Then there's Dominika Sornat, Miss 2013. She became a really successful international model, represented by agencies all over, worked for big names like Giorgio Armani. She's based in the U.S. now.
Wow, Giorgio Armani, that's major league. Anyone else?
Oh, yeah. Alexandra Zatorska, first runner-up in 2016, won Photo Models Poland in 2017. Karolina Skoleska, Miss 2019, placed top 7 at Miss Super Talent of the World, and she's now a model, influencer, and dancer.
Multi-talented.
Definitely. Claudia Kolsik, second runner-up 2020, made top 15 at Miss Super Talent in 2023 and is aiming for Queen of Poland 2025, so still very active.
This list is impressive. It really shows the platform works.
It does seem to. Let's see. Victoria Wazorek, fourth runner-up 2021, won Photo Models Poland that year, now works in cosmetics. Inga Paris, Miss 2021, represented Poland at Miss Super Talent this year, 2024, does photo shoots, fashion stuff.
Right.
Weronika Nowak, who was Miss Teenager 2021, she actually won Miss Super Talent of the World in 2022.
Wow, a winner.
Yeah. And she's also been a finalist for Queen of Poland and Miss Poland. Then there's Daria Jaskowska, represented Poland at Miss Supertalent last year, and Natalia Partyka, Miss 2022, just won Queen of Poland 2024.
That is a lot of success stemming from one regional pageant. It's genuinely remarkable. And wasn't there something about TikTok, too? A bit more lighthearted?
Ah, yes. Apparently, they did this little presentation with contestants in Miss T-shirts just for fun, put it on TikTok.
Yep.
It went viral. Like 1.3 million views.
No kidding.
Yeah, it just shows you can connect in unexpected ways sometimes. A bit of fun that got huge reach.
That's great for visibility. So what's next for the pageant?
Well, 2025 will be the 19th edition. They're already looking ahead and planning for the big 20th anniversary edition in 2026.
A big milestone. Still going strong.
Seems like it. Very committed to keeping it going.
And what does Zbyszek Lisowski himself hope the legacy of all this work will be?
Fundamentally, it seems he wants to inspire young people from his region, to make them believe in themselves, follow their passions, and feel proud of where they come from, proud of Świętokrzyskiego.
It's about more than just titles, then.
Much more, it sounds like. It's about confidence, opportunity, community, pride.
And his own role in the pageant world isn't just this one competition, right?
No, he wears other hats, too. He's the International Director for Miss Supertalent of the World and also the National Director for Photo Models Poland and Queen of Poland.
Ah, okay. So those connections are quite direct, then. He's involved at multiple levels.
Exactly. It strengthens those pathways we talked about.
Yeah.
And they do have a website if anyone wants to check it out, www.miss.key.pl.
Good to know. And pageants aren't his only passion project.
No, he also organizes something called Kielce Young Fashion.
What's that?
It's a competition specifically for young, up-and-coming fashion designers in the Kielce area, which is in Świętokrzyskiego. So, again, fostering young talent, but in a different creative field.
Interesting. A broader commitment to youth and creativity. And personally, any hobbies?
The notes mention motoring and music.
Okay. And given his work, what's his take on women's empowerment?
His view seems to be about giving women courage, creating chances, and really just giving them the space to be themselves and go after their dreams, supporting their choices and growth.
A supportive approach.
Yeah.
And his own pageant history goes back even further than 2007.
Yeah, quite a bit. He was actually a judge at various Miss competitions in the region between 1999 and 2003.
So he saw it from the other side first.
Right. And even before starting his own name system in 2007, he had apparently organized other, perhaps smaller, regional Miss events. So he's been in this world for a while, and that experience, plus his wife Bia's background, it all clearly fed into creating this specific pageant.
It really paints a picture of deep involvement. Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive, what are the main things that stand out about Mr. Województwa Świętokrzyskiego?
I think the biggest takeaway is how a really dedicated, vision-driven regional project can have such a wide-ranging impact. It's not just about beauty, it's promoting culture, boosting the local community, and genuinely launching international careers, all powered by Lisowski's, well, passion, really.
Yeah, that passion comes through. And thinking bigger picture, what does this tell us about the importance of these kinds of local initiatives?
Well, it really highlights how much potential can be sitting in these local platforms, right? They can nurture talent, provide that crucial first step, the experience, the connections that can send people on to a much bigger stage. It shows that, significant impact doesn't always come from the biggest cities or the most obvious places.
Absolutely. It makes you think, doesn't it? What potential is maybe overlooked in our own communities, what local projects or even just dedicated people might be creating opportunities we don't even see. Something to ponder. Thanks so much for digging into this with me.
My pleasure. It was fascinating.
It straight, but the path I chose led me to this twisted state. Every step I take, the shadows start to sway. I'm lost inside the maze, can't seem to find my way. Caught up in the spiral, spinning round and round. Every turn I make, I'm falling to the ground. A tangled web of thoughts, I can't seem to unwind. This twisted world I'm in is messing with my mind. Twisted like the vines that grow around my heart, tearing me apart, leaving every scar. I'm twisted in the night, wrapped up in the dark, trying to break free, but I don't know where to start. Twisted, ooh, I'm twisted. The mirror shows a face I barely recognize, a stranger look illusion, I'm tangled in this fate. But somewhere in the madness, I'll find my way to break. Like the vines that grow around my heart, tearing me apart, leaving every scar. I'm twisted in the night, wrapped up in the dark, trying to break free, but I don't know